You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this Wednesday, January 8th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Didn't say beautiful because, when you're driving into work this morning, you're driving around, you're noticing the super windstorm that we got going on this morning. It's extra chilly, extra windy. Obviously, this is the storm coming in from the West Coast that's ravishing Los Angeles right now, which is unfortunate. They're seeing an historic wildfire that is approaching and destroying many homes, and the celebrity homes, to be specific. And I know it's difficult to feel bad for multimillionaires, right? Especially if you're like, how am I going to pay my electric bill this month, right? You're like, well, then screw Ben Affleck's mansion. I hope it burns to the ground. And the reality is that most of these people who are being affected by this will be financially compensated, probably with homeowners insurance, but that doesn't, replace any kind of keepsakes, memorabilia.
Well, how are you going to play tennis this week?
Well,
Come on.
No, that's the small stuff. I'm saying, any like family heirlooms, photographs, things like that.
No.
If you thought about it, because again, I think with my rational side of the brain, right, the right side of the brain, and then my emotional side of my brain on the left, right? And so the rational side is like, okay, financially, they're going to break even. Some of them might even profit from this. But then emotionally speaking, everything that has emotional ties into your home. If your home burnt down tomorrow, right? And then they're like, we'll give you $100,000 for the damage. You're like, okay, cool. I could get a new home, but what about this, and this memory and everything else? So they can't replace that. And that's upsetting. And, this is like a Maui situation all over again because, this started as a wildfire. And with that wind blowing, it just completely took over. And you're seeing palm trees on fire. And it's
always hellish imagery you see immediately.
Absolutely. It's apocalyptic for sure. In fact, actually, got a little image you'll see on the podcast broadcast stream just of one home completely engulfed in flames. So what was this that you heard about? There was a fire marshal talking on a podcast that you heard not too long ago?
Oh, I think it was on Rogan's or something like that. Where I don't know who he was talking to, but the subject got brought up about Los Angeles in general. Like, yeah, man, I talked to this, LA fire marshal years ago, and he said all it would take is one bad day.
Yeah.
One bad windstorm, and the entire city's done.
That guy's sitting back.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, sitting back, puffing on a cigar, being like, I told you so. Yeah, it's bad. So some of these, first off, the state of emergency was declared, obviously. It's the Pacific Palisades in general, that about 3,000 acres driven by winds up to 100 miles an hour, reaching areas like Malibu and Santa Monica. And that's what did it. 100 miles per hour wind. The same strength the storm is actually pummeling the East Coast right now, and they were preparing and warning residents there that they're about to get hit with 100-mile-per-hour wind.
Jeez.
Now, we obviously, when you stepped outside today, you're like, whoa, this is unusually windy.
Right,
These gusts are pretty damn strong. I don't know what the mile per hour is on the wind. I doubt it's 100 miles per hour, but obviously it's a strong wind. So,
and this area is also sequestered away from all that giant freeze that's happening across the rest of the states, too.
Well, and I will say this, too, because this is the time of year when natural disasters happen in other parts of the country. And as an Arizonan, you kind of like, you don't snicker, but you kind of think like, well, sucks for them. It sucks to be them.
I don't have to show anything.
Yeah, I'm living in paradise right now.
Right.
But then July comes around, and then the rest of the country's like, well, it sucks to be them. Right?
Yeah.
So just prepare for a long, hard summer for sure. Here's some of the celebrities that are affected so far. Tom Hanks' $26 million mansion, I think, was affected. Ben Affleck, there's a picture of him just sitting back, smoking a cigarette and
He's
watching
feeling the same.
Yeah, watching his house burn, being like, well, why couldn't this been that house that me and J-Lo bought together?
Yeah.
Mark Hamill was evacuated from his Malibu home. Miles Teller, Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag, their entire house got burnt down to the ground. They had a $3 million mansion out there, and of course they're married and they share 2 kids, and they don't have anything to show for it. And at least they get the clout on social media because they've been posting a lot of reaction shots. Eugene Levy was facing challenges while attempting to evacuate, and that's just the celebrity side of it. There's a lot of other videos that are going to be heartbreaking that you're going to see today and tomorrow until we forget about this tragedy and move on to the next with the California wildfires. Hopefully, it'll get under control today, and the majority of the windstorm, or if whatever you want to call it, moves our way and into the Midwest, and it dies down in California. You called your brother yesterday. He lives in L.A.
Yeah. He lives more like in the West Hollywood area.
Right.
And you get that news immediately. Like anytime you hear any sort of news like that, you give your immediate family a call to check on them.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, you alive, right? You know? And then he's like, oh, I was taking a nap, man. I just got done with some construction work. I'm like, do you know about this fire? He's like, what? Another one?
Right.
Like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I think I saw something on, X or whatever. Like, it's more towards like the beach area. We're fine. I'm like, that's what everybody says for the first 2 hours. I'm like, oh no, it's coming towards us.
Yeah, until the
I'm
wind.
like, get your panic bag ready, dude.
Right, until the wind blows it your way. So yeah, you suggested a panic bag to him, huh? So what would be in his panic bag? What would you put in your panic bag?
That's how me and him are different stories completely.
Oh yeah.
But just in general. I mean, yeah, just anything good.
Well,
it's funny if you're somebody like him or me. It's like you're like, oh, water? Nah, I got to get my laptop equipment.
Yeah, I
got to get my hard drives. Oh no, just like, all my things.
All these reels that I made. How will I recover them?
Like all these photos of my family growing up. No, whatever. I got them on the drive. I got them in the cloud.
That's too funny. Yeah, I want to see your panic bag now, and so
everybody's.
But yeah, thoughts go out to the residents there, and hopefully again they get this under control. But I'm sure that by the end of the week we'll be talking about what's happening on the East Coast because a lot of massive storms happening right now. Other news, we're talking about. Global land news, it was announced yesterday that we have intentions to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Which is a title change, and I'm kind of anti this for 2 reasons. Okay, one, we're getting dumber as a country. It's been proven. Our collective IQ continues to drop year after year. All right, and I think this is going to complicate things for those who just figured out where the Gulf of Mexico is, and now you change the name. And you're like, where the hell is it?
It's like the UFO to UAP.
Yeah,
like, don't do it.
And
leave it.
And in fact, actually, I have to ask and look up when it was, called the Gulf of Mexico. How long the name of Gulf of Mexico has been around? But I did look up, the coastal area. Like, who has more coastal area in the Gulf of Mexico, the United States or Mexico, right?
The actual maths.
Yeah, math it. Like, because then in my mind, I'm like, whoever has the more coastal land touching that sea should stake claim to the name, right?
You're being objective, yeah.
Yeah. And I really think that was kind of part of the thought process and decision-making that happened way back when they dubbed it the Gulf of Mexico. Well, bad news for Americans because Mexico does lay claim to having more coastal land than the United States, but not by much.
That's a horrible thing to boast about too. Like America's like, oh really? Well, that can change.
Yes, yeah, I know.
That can change too.
Yeah. Well, it is not by much. Okay, so Mexico has 3,100 kilometers, about 1,900 miles of coastal land touching the Gulf of Mexico, while the United States has 2,900 miles. So it's almost a 50-50. It's a toss-up, but that's about 1,800 miles. But luckily for us, the electoral vote counts, and it looks like the Gulf of America it is. So those are a couple top stories, but we have a lot to get to on this jam-packed Wednesday. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to try to make the best of this midweek relief and starting things off with a little flagpole sitta. Got your morning morning coming up after music from Green Day. You can give us a shout all morning long. We're live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, but you know the name of the show, Tucson. Let's go! Yeah, strong opening. We have a lot of good content to get to today. Rico and I are live.
Rice?
And yes, I like this, Christy. Good morning, beef and rice. And what did you say, Rico?
I said, that's racist, and I'll take it.
But good morning, everybody. And yes, thank you for the update on was it Courtney or who said the 14-mile-per-hour wind. So, yeah, not as bad as the 100-mile-per-hour wind on the east and west coast. Brutal. Also, an update on the Gulf of Mexico, because I was kind of like thinking aloud, being like, when was the Gulf of Mexico dubbed the Gulf of Mexico? And, I asked Rico, I was like, when do you think it was? And he was like, the 50s, 1950s? I was like, you're close. It was actually like the 15th century. When Spain kind of discovered it, and there it was. So you're talking about just instantly changing the name of something that's been named that the Gulf of Mexico for over 600 years or 500 years. My math is off. Doesn't matter.
A long time.
Long ass time, dude. Long ass time. But no, we're flexing. We're like, yeah, fuck that. We're changing it. So,
Gulf of America.
Yeah. We have so much that we're going to get to today, including the Rap GPT video-ish of the sample. Did you guys hear the Rap GPT song? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments below. Also, we have a viral video that I want to share with you. One thing, we fell in love with the Hooters waitress that was pulled over for a DUI in Florida. Now, we talked about this off air saying, there was probably how many times did drunk hot women get off of DUI tickets because of perverted cops, or just men who just could not resist.
They both got off.
Yeah, resist the urge so much. I mean, this video is over 34 minutes long, dude.
Jesus.
But this woman, this girl is just absolutely adorable. She's a Hooters waitress who was drunk, but still coherent and super flirty. And you could hear the officer in the video kind of fall in love with this girl, and the girl that I'm talking about in question, I'll show you a picture here in a second. But you probably may have seen the viral video of this. It's pretty funny. Florida Hooters waitress. So it's a Florida man. Now that's the digitized version, but there's clearer video that we'll get to, and we'll play some as we share some of this video. It's pretty funny.
I think the whole thing was like a viral campaign for Hooters to come back.
Yeah. I mean, Hooters still alive and strong.
Ashley, go get drunk. Get pulled over, wear this shirt. Branding, baby.
Yep, it is branding. Perfect branding. Here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We are live on the podcast broadcast with viral videos to share with you and conversation. So with that said, the first viral video that we're going to share is audio of an adorable Hooters waitress that got pulled over for a DUI, a suspected DUI in Florida. And it's one of those scenarios where you hear the interaction between the woman and the cop, and you know that if the cop did not have a body cam, as all cops now legally do in most areas, right? And rightfully so. It's good.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing for many, many reasons. I think one of the reasons, at least in the top 10, is that, beautiful women aren't getting away from speeding tickets or DUIs by offering sexual favors. Because in some scenarios, especially for the younger force, cops under 30, the temptation is too real to resist. And I'm not calling them bad guys, and I'm not saying that they should give in to the temptation. I'm just saying sometimes.
We understand.
Yeah, dude.
We get it.
Yeah, and then we're going to introduce you to this Hooters waitress from Florida here on the podcast broadcast stream. I'll play a little bit of audio of some of the interactions just so you can hear her voice. I mean, she's smiling right at the cop right off the bat. Let's see. Can you hear this?
Hi there.
No, you can't hear it just yet.
Red flag, caught me.
Okay. Well, what's your first name?
Sophia.
Sophia. My name is Nick,
Nick, XP.
and I'm going to be honest.
Do you hear the tone, too? And then my name is Nick. No, it's not Nick. It's Officer whatever your last name is, bro.
Right?
You're not at the bar. But again, if it wasn't for the body cams, then she'd be pregnant right now.
What's your phone number? I mean, badge number.
Yeah.
Oops.
So we're going to react to that here on the podcast broadcast stream. Also, there's a viral video that is right from our very own backyard, because we make fun of Florida all the time. But also, Arizona is no different. There was a family that allowed their 9-year-old daughter to get tattooed.
What?
Yes. And I'm asking you, and I know we got a lot of tattooed listeners, and we actually have tattoo artist listeners. What's the youngest age you would allow your kid to get tattooed? 600 KFMA, 600-5362, or just jump in on the conversation, youtube.com/beefvegan. We're live on the podcast broadcast. Be back after Shinedown's A Symptom of Being Human on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, let's get a little bit more of, what was her name? You say 16?
Sophia.
You say 18. I know. You know, my daughter, unbeknownst to me, got tattooed before she was 18. I was not happy about that. And I was dumb enough and naive enough to think that it was just her drawing on her hand and then being like, oh, yeah, that's a permanent ink, huh? Yeah, that'll come off here eventually. Months after the fact, I'm still just like, oh, you keep drawing on that same spot. And then my girlfriend at the time was like, you know that's a tattoo, right? And I'm like, no. I swear to God I didn't. I swear to God. I'm like, I am such an idiot. Sitting there, and it's right there on her hand.
Your mind just playing that game. Like, she wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and I'm sure she has a tattoo or two in places that I can't see normally, which is unfortunate. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Rock 102.1, what's your name?
Steve, Eric.
Eric, what's up, dude?
Hey, buddy. I let my daughters get tattooed at 14 and 16.
14 and 16. So
by
they
a
were
professional artist in a studio.
Yeah, in a studio, and you were there to kind of sign off for the waivers to make it a legal thing, which is good. What was the tattoo?
Yeah, in Idaho, you can do that.
Okay. I wonder if it's here. What's the law here? Do you know what the law is here as far as getting permission from an adult or guardian?
No, I haven't, dude. I haven't had a tattoo in 10, 12 years since my last one.
Okay.
So, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're way over the age 18, so it's irrelevant.
Oh, yeah,
for that,
I'm 54.
Yeah, what did your 14-year-old daughter get tattooed on her?
We have family tattoos. There's 11 of them out there. We have "Love You Too" tattooed on the inside of our right middle finger. So we just flip each other off everywhere we go.
Okay, so she doesn't regret getting that tattoo.
Hell no, the child's she's 27 and she's got 32 tattoos and she's not done.
What about the 16-year-old? Same? Or at the time,
Sammy
16?
only has 4 tattoos, but she's working on a sleeve, so.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. Let's see. This tattoo that I'm seeing this 9-year-old, I'm not happy about because, I mean, it is patriotic, if you want to say that, but if you're watching the stream, you'll see this is the 9-year-old in question. This video's gone viral. It's an American flag tattoo. Now, I'm going to get on the air. Yeah, I'm going to get on the air, and I'm going to explain why that is stupid on several different levels that are almost indisputable.
I don't agree with a 9-year-old getting tattooed at all.
Right, yeah. And
It's legal in Arizona with apparent consent at that age.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, apparently so. And this is
Wow.
the video. Yeah, and she's showing off the flex. And obviously the parents are getting roasted on this. I'll read the comments as well, but there is 6,900 likes on this Instagram post as well. So, we're going to get back on the air. I appreciate the phone call, Eric.
All right, buddy.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Figure Presents. We're just talking to, listener Eric on the phone who said, he signed off on getting, allowing his 14-year-old and 16-year-old daughter to get tattooed back in the day. In Idaho, I think he said, it is legal there for them to be able to do that. And in Arizona, I guess it's legal for a 9-year-old.
I just read that comment on there. I mean, I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah, it gives a little bit. So, now this went viral. It's on. We're showing it on the podcast broadcast stream, and I want you guys to weigh in on this as well. 600 KFMA 605-362. All right, she has an American flag tattooed on her arm. They tagged Donald Trump on this. The client, the young girl, wanted a portrait of Donald Trump on her neck. On her neck, dude. That's what she wanted. The 9-year-old, right? And then so they said this tattoo artist that posted it told her in a year if she still wanted the Trump, then to get it, to think on it. So it's not like he's saying no. He gave her a soft no. Come back in a year, think about it. And I wonder if it's like, well, let's see how things play out in the next year,
right?
And then see if you still like it. At the time, at the same time, a 9-year-old doesn't necessarily know about politics that well, but definitely jumping on the bandwagon here.
So I'm wondering if 9-year-old me would have got a Ninja Turtles tattoo on my neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The answer would be yeah. But see, you know what? Getting something like a Ninja Turtle or something that you're a fan of as a 9-year-old, it makes a little more sense than literally trying to get Trump on your neck. That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. But you know what? Getting the American flag tattooed on your arm equally is insane. And I'll tell you why. because within a year, that might even be irrelevant. As far as right now, you got American flag with 50 stars and 13 stripes. The 13 stripes will never change because that's for our 13 original colonies, right? But the stars signify states. And right now, they're talking strongly about, turning Canada into the 51st state. This is something that could be a reality. And actually, there are Canadians, they're not even arguing it. But be careful what you wish for if you're, on that side of the aisle, because Canada's like, yeah, make us 51st state. You guys want free healthcare too? Because Canada voted 61% opposing Donald Trump, 21% in favor of Donald Trump. So, it's not that like Canada, the general public, is on that side of the aisle as well. And there are things that Canadians love.
We just want to fight England again.
I guess.
Because the Queen owns it.
Greenland.
We'll fight you.
Right now, there's a discussion over who gets to claim Greenland, and there's a rush to set up like military bases on Greenland. And people in Greenland are saying, yes, make us a state as well. So then you're talking about maybe 52. And let's not forget Puerto Rico.
I was going to say, they're like, do you want to be a state? Are you sure?
Right. Well, technically, Puerto Rico is the 51st state. Now, fortunately enough, I'm not fortunately enough, but unfortunately enough, I don't think they'll ever be called a state because there's so many Puerto Ricans there. But they should, because they are Americans. Getting an American flag tattooed on your arm at this point is too soon, because we don't know how America's going to shape up over the next couple of years. But having a 9-year-old get the American flag tattooed on her neck as basically a backup plan, as opposed to having a portrait of Trump tattooed on her neck, ridiculous. And the fact that the parents signed off on this, insane. Yeah. I don't care if it's Hello Kitty. Don't do it at the age of 9. What's the youngest you would allow your kid to get a tattoo? 600 KFMA, 600-5362. Let me know. And then is there also like a caveat saying, okay, you can get a tattoo, but you can't get a tattoo of something trendy. It's got to be something universal, right? That's going to be timeless. Even politics and your opinion and view of politics changes over time. It goes back and forth, right? So this girl right now, she's saying, diehard Republican. What if she grows up to be like, a lefty liberal? Then she's going to regret everything, right? Rock 102.1, what's your name?
This is Sierra.
All right, Sierra. So what's the youngest you would allow your kid to get tattooed?
At 18. He's not getting one anytime sooner. I have tattoos that I regret from 18.
Right, and that's the thing. Everyone that has tattoos have tattoos that they regret. So what's your most regrettable tattoo?
Oh, God. I have a tramp stamp. I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
And it was before Wedding Crashers when that whole thing came out, tattoo lower back minus will be bullseye. But, it's a little bit embarrassing now as a mom of a 12-year-old, especially during the summer pool season. So, I think kids got to think about it for sure and make sure they're old enough to make that decision.
You're forever going to be the hot mom, though. Whenever you bend over and pick something up, though, and they see the bullseye, they're going to like, oh, your mom likes to party. I'm in. So, yes.
She likes Jaeger. Let's party.
But, yes, thank you for the call. And, 18, and like I said, I wish I wish that my daughter did not get any kind of tattoos. Now, her tattoos aren't big whatsoever. I think she had a little scratcher tattoo. She probably got them done in class. It's insane.
She asked you, Dad, can I get a M&M tattoo?
No, my sister actually got an M&M tattoo, dude. And she got it in a place where her body would expand. It is not good. She got the logo of the
M&M?
backwards E, and now it's, I think she got it covered, hopefully, because it turned into like an E. It's not great. Sierra, I appreciate you joining the show. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.
All right. Let's go to the other line here. Rock 102.1, what's your name?
Hey, it's Ronaldo.
All right, Arnaldo, what's the youngest you'd allow your kid to get a tattoo?
I wouldn't.
What'd you say?
I wouldn't let him have a tattoo at any age.
At any age, yeah. 40 years old, you're saying no.
Nope.
No tattoos. So you got tattoos that you regret?
Yeah. But I mean, the first tattoo I wanted when I could get a tattoo, I was a big South Park fan and I wanted Timmy.
Yeah.
So can you imagine 35 years old now, with Timmy tattoo on me?
Yeah,
So, you know, it's just,
Timmy.
I think we like a lot of stupid stuff that we're not going to end up liking when we're, grown adults later on.
That's true. I mean, the Timmy tattoo I would still laugh at. It's so funny, too, because Rico said he would get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tattoo. And I'm thinking to myself, I would probably still get one of those today. But, yes. But, obviously,
Shredder, bro.
yeah, your taste in things definitely changes and evolves over time. So 9 years old, you don't know what you like. You don't know who you are. So, yeah, it's insane. I appreciate the call, Arnaldo.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too. I've had all my tattoos I regret, except for one. But I still have that speed stick tattoo on my armpit.
Ooh.
And I don't even use speed stick anymore. I switched to Old Spice, so now I feel like a poser. So just keep that in mind when you're getting tattooed. Speaking of tattoos, we're going to be doing a tattoo club promotion with Enchanted Dragon here soon. So if you are a fan of ink, we got the hookup. I'll give you more information as it goes. But Enchanted Dragon and Beef Vegan Presents going to be working hand in hand this year. We're going to do some big things together. It's going to be a good time. But do not bring your 9-year-old out, okay? So I think even them, they're going to put their foot down and be like, not today, son. All right, keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast there. We're going to go over the viral video of the beautiful Hooters waitress that got pulled over for a DUI, and we'll watch them fall in love with Officer Nick.
Officer Nick.
Yes, music on the way from Back and Falling in Reverse. It's Rock 102.1. All right, so as we get ready for Officer Nick, and I'm loving these comments too. Keep it coming. Also, when we go, earlier this morning, we went into Morning Moron. This Morning Moron today was not a criminal, but still a moron. If you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out. May, that was Green Day. It's now 6:17 and time for your Morning Moron. Let's do this. All right, another day, another moron, this time another non-criminal. So this is just another example that you could be a morning moron and not break the law, even though you can break a zoo protocol. This happened when a zookeeper was trying to impress his fiance. And whenever you hear the sentence, hey, I'm a zookeeper and I want to impress my fiance, you could probably assume that things will go horribly wrong. So here's what happened, okay? So this man was working a night shift at a private zoo and in a land far, far away that I can't even pronounce. But he was a 44-year-old man. He decided to make his lady all hot and bothered by filming himself entering the lion's enclosure and petting the 3 full-grown female lions inside.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Now, he's not a lion tamer. He's a zookeeper, but I don't think lions were his specialty, right?
He's like, they've seen me around. I'm good, right?
Yeah, they smell me, right? Well, apparently, the female lions weren't too hip to being videoed without their permission, and they're probably cranky by getting woken up in the middle of the night. I don't know if lions are nocturnal creatures. Maybe they are a little bit, but at the same time, they were irritated. So that led to the man getting mauled in front of his fiance. Who you could hear screaming on the video. There's a video in this that we'll share in the podcast broadcast.
Oh, great.
The zookeeper's partially eaten remains were found hours later. So, spoiler alert, he became dinner.
Oh, we're going to watch a video of that. oh, joy.
Joy. Well,
wow.
Maybe
I thought he
we
survived.
won't.
I was like, okay, it'd be funny. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm reconsidering it right now because I want our YouTube video not to be shadow banned. But the zookeeper's partially, okay, so even worse was the fact that the enclosure remained open and one of the lions had to be shot while the other 2 were tranquilized and returned to their enclosure. So everything messed up. And this was all because it was a dude trying to impress his fiance to try to get that extra special sex. Being like, hey, look at me. I'm Captain Dangerous. And now he's like, look at me. I'm Cat Poo. Oh.
His horniness just got a lion harambe'd.
I know, yeah.
That's messed up.
And that should be the PSA and the lesson that we learn from this. All gentlemen out there, don't let your horniness make you end up as an animal's food. And this happens to us all the time. And, I know this guy.
It's very ancestral, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the afterlife. He's explaining the scenario, and they're like, I get it. You're still a moron, but I understand.
I get it.
Yeah.
You tried.
You tried. So for trying to impress your fiance by putting your life in danger and subsequently ending your life, I got to give this guy the award of Morning Moron. Out to various establishments around the old Pueblo, and when he has a pleasurable experience, he immediately rushes to Google to leave a 5-star review. You did that again this week, Rico.
Indeed.
All right, where did you go to?
Went to a place called Mama Luisa's Italian Restaurant and Catering.
I love Mama Luisa's. Tell me all about your experience.
So, belated Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you're riding the annual wave of change that collective societal peer pressure has thrust upon you with high and dignified honor. Personally, there was a moment when that giant Taco Bell taco dropped downtown at midnight where I had a moment of solemn and stoic self-reflection.
Oh.
Quick side note question. Does anyone know who gets to eat the giant taco after midnight?
Good question.
I'm never around to see it, and the cameras never stay on it. They just pan over to drunk people making out. I suppose nobody gets to eat it because that's how a new black plague starts. Over 2,000 Tucsonans with irritable bowel syndrome gorging on a giant taco supreme like hungry sharks on a dead whale carcass, resulting in porta potties overflowing with doom rivers of unstoppable caca. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, self-reflection. It dawned on me pretty quick that the phrase new year, new me overall was pretty obtuse. We all feel pressured to shake off the previous year's self like snakeskin and be reborn with new habits and self-image. But the phrase is new year, new me, not better year, better me.
Right.
That was a deep thought to have while my neighbors shot off illegal fireworks and/or guns under the influence of tequila. New isn't necessarily quote-unquote better. I mean, just look at movies, appliances, or sexual partners. I looked in the mirror and asked myself, why do I feel this pressure to become something else just because it's 2025? Do I really need this new me to struggle? I already made the gym a habit, and that's just by default unimaginative albatross that people subscribe to, and it would just mean I have to endure all the newbies entering the arena with that annoying, disgusting, and naive optimism, hogging all the machines I love while looking at their phones. I would have to wait at least 2 months to get back to being surrounded by grizzly dudes with empty souls, twice divorced, aggressively chewing nicotine gum and taking care of the pump business in 2 minutes or less so I can get my anger issues out right after them. I didn't want or need to wait around that long to get back to my normal. So I said, screw it. This new me isn't going to stress. This new me isn't going to succumb to the unnecessary, empty, raw deal of being better in a world gone mad, in a world that doesn't care, in a 2025 that is already riddled with a constant news cycle schizophrenia in the form of mystery flying drones, changing political banners, alien spore mystery fog making people sick, dudes murking themselves in exploding Teslas, and the constant pressure of struggling in an economy controlled by sociopathic demon-worshipping elite class.
Whoa.
I can be healthy and in shape, and it won't make a difference when the AI drones come to poison me and do butt stuff to me and my loved ones.
Butt stuff to you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I say with great aplomb, forget about it.
Forget about it.
I decided I'm just going to be an apathetic fat ass and pick up my old chain smoking habit. Old me, calorie deficit. New me, calorie surplus. Old me, meditation and mountain climbing. New me, watching Skibbity Toilet and drinking Mountain Dew. Old me, protein and BCAAs. New me, carbohydrates and ADHD.
Oh, jeez.
I need to get started on my new path immediately, so I figured what better food for the soul, what better connection to the old country, what better way to drown my old self with a variety of sauces than with Italian. Big Mama Louisa's big retro sign was glowing in the distance through the dark mists of misfortune, and I dragged my bibbity-boppity ass over there right quick. I spent the next hour murdering the old me with 2 orders of fried zucchini with ranch, a big plate of their OG recipe meatballs pasta.
Love it.
Taking breaks to sip on a Pellegrino, and then proceeded to pig trough my head in a pile of gluttonous ooey trash can waffle fries, while slurping down some more marinara pasta on the side. The old me was slithering away into a mist that was probably just a fart, but the new me felt as if in a drug-fueled haze. The pasta entered my bloodstream, and I was like Gandalf returned. A white crystalline light poured through the windows, and everything was blurry, and there was an old Italian grandma on the corner table just staring at me with a smile, nodding in approval while rivers of marinara oozed down my flappy jowls. I don't know if that was Mama Luisa herself or just a mirage, but I paid my tab and headed out back to smoke 7 Marlboro Reds in a row before the feeling of new year, new me began to take hold. I simply do not care anymore, and it feels amazing. Thank you, Mama Luisa. 5 stars.
What the fuck? I'm kind of offended because new you sounds like me. But that is.
I saw you and was like, I need to be that. 2025, baby.
Hashtag goals.
Goals.
That's an actual, factual 5-star review that you could come across by Googling Mama Louisa's. And if you come across Rico's 5-star review, make sure you give him a 5-star review as well.
Hey.
Let's hit the reset. We got more Beef Vegan Presents. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. We're back here live on the air. We just did a replay of Rico's 5-star review of Mama Louisa's just on a podcast broadcast, and we had comments here. First and foremost, Jose said, if Rico would leave me a 5-star review for my job, I would be so happy.
Are you sure you want that?
Yeah. I don't know if you want that, and good luck in your request. What'd you say off the air? You said
Rico don't work like that.
Yeah, no, and I know this for a fact. I do not request things from Rico. I just say thank you. And then Patrick was like, where is Mama Louisa's? And, and right off the bat, we're like, I don't know, Patrick, why don't you Google that? And when you come across the Google and Rico's 5-star review, make sure you leave him a 5-star review as well.
Hey.
Yeah, I know who's not getting a 5-star review this week, Waymo. Now, we don't have any Waymos down here in Tucson yet, and it's probably because our roads don't make sense even to artificial intelligence, right? It doesn't make sense to real intelligence, and we know this as Tucsonans, but up in Phoenix, they've been experimenting with this for a while. What could go wrong? Well, there was a man who was trapped in Waymo just the other day as it went around in circles for a little bit. Not too long, but enough to be an annoyance, right? Here's a little bit of
Okay, why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
The music. Dramatic.
Yeah, you gotta love it. In the viral post on LinkedIn, Mike Johnson. I actually think I know Mike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, he likes to be called Michael, by the way. Michael. Yes. Because of Mike Johnson. It sounds like Mike Johnson. He hates him. Driverless vehicles are becoming more blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So
the thing about it, like, it would be funny as hell if that happened to you because you're like, okay, this is it's good viral content. You can probably film it. Your friends are going to get a laugh out of it.
Right.
But if you're late for a flight,
yeah,
you're like, come on.
Yeah,
that would be a nightmare.
Absolutely. It is a nightmare. And this is something that it's not the first story that I've come across of Waymo's kind of like on the glitch and not knowing how to handle roundabouts or whatever the case may be. So they're still working out the kinks on these automated rides. But I know people who swear by them as well because, unfortunately, of some rideshare drivers and having bad experiences with human beings. All right. But as we get into 2025, yeah, we're going to have automated taxis happening more and more. But are we going to have flying taxis?
Ooh.
Potentially.
What?
Yeah, and would you ride in a flying taxi?
It's just like phones or any software, any hardware that comes out. You wait for version 1 to come out for a few years.
Yeah, see, now, I've had this argument about flying cars in general and why we shouldn't have them. One, human error, of course. But then, sometimes if you have a blowout on the highway, you might swerve to the side of the road, right? If you have a malfunction in the air, then that car is coming down. And if it doesn't come down on the street where there's no other cars around, it could land on your house like Santa being drunk, drinking too much eggnog. But they say after years of talking about it, 2025 might finally see the official debut of a flying taxi. This is legit. This came from New Scientist. A new report says that a new breed of electric aircraft has been developed, and they are much quieter than helicopters and potentially greener. And they're called, or this dude Mike from Vertical Flight Society says 2025 should be the year where the eVolt aircraft starts flying again, carrying passengers and showing it what it can do.
And that would be fully automated or piloted?
Either way, I think it would be piloted at first. I don't think you're going to debut a flying car and then say, get in it, nobody else is in it, right? Like, I don't think that's going to get people, eagerly anticipating this. And how much is it going to cost as well? They're looking to debut the service starting in Dubai later this year and then branch out to New York City and Los Angeles. Oof. Now, of course, with the traffic in Los Angeles, it seems like it's the best option of having a flying car. But again, something goes wrong.
Yeah, you're stuck in LA traffic. You don't care if you die sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just tired of this traffic.
I'll tell you who cares in hindsight, Kobe. But yeah, I know, too soon on that. But this is insane that this looks like this could be a reality. The flying taxi. And you think it's going to be super expensive? It's going to be a thing of the elite?
I mean, like anything else, any emerging technology, at first it's going to be super pricey, then they'll have consumer variants.
Yeah. Well, they have to test this out thoroughly before they debut it to the general public. So the good news is they have been doing that, flying their taxis over the coast of New Jersey. Not telling people, of course, By
the way.
This whole time, people are like, oh, my God, the aliens and drones. No, bitch, that's just a taxi. Don't worry. You're going to get it. Here.
It's just a billionaire.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
All right, let's keep this conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We got more videos to share with you. We'll be back with more right after music from Falling in Reverse on Rock 102.1. Yeah, that's what I thought immediately. Like, oh, you've been testing flying taxis, huh? Why don't you tell the people in New Jersey so they stop freaking out about it? But no.
That's just a Saudi prince enjoying the city views. Relax.
I could see it. In Dubai. And, of course, obviously it's going to debut in Dubai first, and because Dubai is already in the future. It's a very, very odd place, but so gorgeous and technologically advanced. So, yeah, flying taxis there. And eventually, but again, my two arguments against flying cars in general is one, any technical malfunctions, right? And then two, the stronger argument is, especially as we continue to get more and more divided as far as class warfare. I mean, hell, just think about Luigi just recently, right? And the wealth gap. What you're going to have is you're going to have rich people in the air, poor people on the ground with guns. Right. And I just think that recipe will just lead to disaster.
I mean, something might be able to be said, too, about the fact that you can take a pilot's course, get a pilot's license, get a Cessna. You can fly those around as an amateur pilot already, as it is, but to have them fully like you said, there's a lot of that. Then again, it's like anything else that emerges. It's like the danger elements, the contingencies, what they have in play. They're going to have all those angles hopefully covered. I mean, we already have commercial flights that are sketchy as it is now with Boeing.
Yeah.
So it's like there's nothing safe anymore, but they're going to.
But it's
inevitable.
You know how difficult it is to get a helicopter pilot license?
Very.
Yeah.
Inexpensive.
Yeah, expensive.
It's very much,
lots of hours. You know, I know a guy, and he's balling, right? He has his own helicopter, but he can't fly it himself, even though he's been taking classes forever. He has a professional pilot that pilots him around. Again, he's rich as shit. It's not an easy thing. So I would be offended if I got my helicopter's license and then they debut these hovercrafts basically, right? And then it takes a 2-hour course. And like, fuck you, man. I spent $100,000 and had to log in 800 hours just so I could fly without
You're not telling me no. That reminds me of that. Did you see that Bill Burr special a while back that he talked about that? He got his helicopter pilot's license.
Okay.
Because he's like, it's the ultimate get the fuck out of Dodge vehicle.
Yeah. It is.
So anything that happens, you just go straight up. You get in a helicopter, you're gone, baby.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's got to be the greatest thing to own.
There's no doubt that it would be amazing to own a helicopter and be able to fly one or a flying car in general. But again, I just feel like it's a recipe for disaster. But, only time will tell. So I've been wrong before. Don't be surprised if I'm wrong again. Now, earlier this morning, we chopped it up with Justin Spears, had a great conversation about that huge scandal that's breaking with Fox Sports and Joy Taylor. He has a personal skin in the game, so to speak, because he's kind of had a crush on Joy Taylor for years. Yeah, so when this news broke, he thought to himself, why wasn't I an executive? No. We talked about it earlier this morning. In case you missed it, well, a little something like this. Check it out. Right after these words, it's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beefeager Presents. We're live here, and we got Justin Spears from ESPN Radio, Spears and Ali in studio with us. Smelling fantastic, by the way. What are you wearing?
Dolce & Gabbana, light blue.
Ooh, fancy ass. I'm just all of a sudden, it didn't smell like farts in his studio.
Finally.
Yeah. Can you smell right
like
now,
a
Rico?
moth.
I know that you're getting over the HMPV. Are you?
All the things.
Can you smell?
No.
Oh, well.
I'm just looking at your joy, and I'm kind of living through that.
It's not
Joy.
Bad. It's not bad. Yeah.
Joy.
But I had Justin in because, obviously, and probably tomorrow we'll probably touch base just to talk about the NFL playoff picture that's shaping up. But, I really want to talk about this Joy Taylor.
That sounds like Joy.
Yeah. This issue, this scandal that's breaking at Fox Sports. And I know that you've always had a professional crush on Joy Taylor. Have you not?
What?
Was it not a professional crush? Have you not like had a poster of Joy like in your dorm at U of A when you were a young man?
Sure. Yeah.
I would seem like any sports journalist that was probably looking at like Joy Taylor or of the likes, anyone in that ballpark, and be like, yeah.
This is a deep part of Spears lore.
Yeah.
We're all about here.
Well, you know a little bit of Joy Taylor.
She's a very handsome woman.
Yes. Okay. And what's a little bit backstory of her career?
Yeah, so she has been working at Fox Sports for a while now, pretty much ever since the inception of Skip and Shannon, when it started back in, 2016, 17. She is the sister of Pro Football Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, who played for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Her nephew actually just recently played for the University of Arizona.
Really?
Isaiah Taylor was a defensive back for the Wildcats under Jet Fish for a couple of years, transferred this past year. So his dad, Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer, is coaching at Miami, the school, the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Isaiah Taylor transferred over there last year.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So there's actually pictures of her wearing Arizona gear, U of A stuff at the Alamo Bowl and stuff like that. So
there is U of A ties
absolutely
to this. But of course, it's not all good news when it comes to Joy Taylor right now, because she's getting accused of basically using her assets to climb up the corporate ladder, so to speak.
Allegedly.
Yes, and we got to say allegedly. Well, I said she's accused, so that's
sure.
Yeah, those allegations, if you will, from former
Speculations.
Was it a stylist, hairstylist, makeup artist that worked at Fox Sports, Nashin Faraji?
Yep.
Okay, so and she's a beautiful woman in her own right.
Absolutely.
But there are tons of allegations, not just to Joy. Now, Joy is being alleged that she had relations with both Charlie Dixon, who is an executive at Fox Sports, so sleeping with the boss to get ahead, right? But also Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the hairdresser apparently was offered $1.5 million to sleep with Skip Bayless.
Yeah, so did Skip make that offer allegedly, or someone else like Charlie Dixon say, hey, bang my boy Skip, he needs to lighten up a little bit this week?
I think it might have been Skip Bayless. And Charlie Dixon allegedly got with Joy Taylor, and it was an opportunity for Joy to host the Skip and Shannon show, Undisputed.
Yeah.
And pretty much was like, yeah, if you want to host this show, you want to host a show with Emmanuel Acho and all these other people, we have to have a sexual relationship.
Right.
And in the claim, the hairdresser said, I don't think you should be doing this.
Right.
And she was like, well, Joy was like, well, if I get caught, then I'm just going to accuse Charlie Dixon of sexual assault. Allegedly.
Right.
That's in the claim.
Right.
Nothing, we still need to figure out all the facts and go on with the court process and all that. But that is, to me, my biggest issue was not only did she, get herself to the top by sleeping with this guy. That's happened before, right?
Yeah.
It's the fact that if she were to get caught and accuse this guy of sexual assault, that to me is my biggest gripe with this
She
whole
had a
thing.
contingency.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like a cash out plan. Either way, she was going to win big. She's like, I'm winning the lottery either way. I will essentially do this for the opportunity because, not a big deal. But if I get caught, then I'm going to get even more money.
I feel like Skip Bayless had a copy of Art of War on his bedstand or something. She's like, ooh.
Well, why?
It's for things like that.
Yeah, but we're talking about Charlie Dixon in this situation. So Skip Bayless is a position. Yeah, so Skip Bayless was a position of power as well, but Skip Bayless wasn't ever alleged to sleep with Joy Taylor.
No.
Yeah, it was just Skip Bayless allegedly offering $1.5 million.
And what's so funny is Stephen A. Smith, who used to work with Skip Bayless on ESPN's First Take.
Yeah, didn't they have beef too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he came out and was like, listen, I'm not going to go into, these allegations and sit here and pile on a man. But the Skip Bayless that I know wouldn't even cough up $15.
Yeah.
I would cough up $1.5 million.
What a great
Damn.
way! What a great way to defend him and burn him at the same time.
I did this for
cheap
you.
MFer would never pay that much. I know him. He wouldn't even split the tab at lunch.
That's hilarious.
Would cough up $15. Why the hell would he cough up $1.5 million?
He's not the only one. There's someone coming to Skip Bayless's defense. Dave Portnoy went on the record saying that the allegations are utter BS and defending Skip Bayless for whatever reason. I don't know what their relationship is. But yeah, it is interesting to see. And it is, I think, creates a conversation in this kind of workplace environment too. The Joy Taylor thing is the most complicated too, because obviously, you know, we've kind of made it a point as a society to say, hey, you know, sexual abuse or, you know, positions of power and utilizing that for sex is wrong, right?
Absolutely.
And, you know, Joy Taylor, you know, using that to her advantage kind of, you know, makes things look bad. It's kind of like a step backwards, is it not?
And there are so many incredible women in sports right now that are doing a fantastic job and have worked hard and have earned their stripes. And to see something like this situation with Joy Taylor is definitely disappointing.
What do you think is going to happen now with Joy Taylor and her career?
See, that's the part, man. She's been posting on Instagram on her IG story like, oh, I'm going live on FS1. It's like as if nothing happened.
Right.
She didn't disable the comments on her Instagram post. And, man, I've had a field day looking at those over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I actually hearted a comment that you put on one of her posts saying, I still love you.
DM me.
We're doing the same. I'll be an executive one day, baby. Think of me.
But, yeah, I think, honestly, she's business as usual, so we'll see what happens.
Well, it's a strategy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah. Just pretend like, you know, like everything is 100% nonsense and BS, and just keep on going on with your day.
When somebody said Emmanuel Acho is usually very opinionative about football, this man has not tweeted since 1 p.m. on Sunday.
No,
Something's interesting is happening right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, with Joy and Skip Bayless kind of going about their business, it reminds me of the Penguins from Madagascar. Like, you didn't see anything.
Yeah. Well, I love it. It's definitely a story that is still developing, so we'll check back in with you on that. And, of course, Spears and Ali is live on ESPN 1490 from 7 to 9 a.m. I'm sure you're going to be covering all things. All right, let's get back on here. I want to play a little bit of this video before I show you the pictures. And we kind of bait listeners to join the stream because we'll show hot pictures of this Hooter girl. All right, so let's hear a little bit more of this interaction. This is insane.
Nick.
This is a DUI stuff.
It
Nick.
seems like you are under the influence of something.
Oh,
Nicest
my God.
cop ever, right?
Now, unfortunately, in situations like this, you know, we are
Do your
gonna
job, Nick.
investigate a DUI.
Stop thinking with your Nick,
Would
dude.
you be willing to participate in the couple?
No.
You don't want to participate. In
No.
the
I'm literally drinking, and I'm not gonna drive. I'm not gonna drive.
But you were already driving.
I am. I was not.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. No, I was not.
I mean, we stopped you in the middle of the road.
No, you didn't.
You did.
No, you did not.
Look at the cars.
Look at that. I mean, he is still, while he's
Amazing.
trying
He's
to
loving
get,
it.
while he's trying to get her to confess to this crime that he caught her red-handed.
Yeah.
He's still wildly flirting with this girl.
I know.
Wildly, dude. So we're going to play a little bit more of this audio on the air here because it is, I'm not going to play all 34 minutes, that's for sure. Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We were just, we're circling back to the Florida's Hooter waitress that went viral after her adorable DUI arrest. And I say adorable because she sounds adorable being drunk and in denial of every crime she committed. Typical Florida ma'am actions, right? But normally a Florida ma'am interaction with a police officer ends in a tasing.
Yep.
Not with this like love connection that's happening between her and Officer Nick because he like
Officer
literally.
softball over here.
Yeah, man. This guy is falling in love in real time on the body cam. We're listening to the audio right now. Listen.
Where do you think you are right now?
I am in Gulfgate.
No.
You
You're
didn't-
miles from Gulfgate.
You did not stop me in front of Gulfgate.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So look, I want you to turn
Hey,
around.
it's not fair. You
I
did
bet
not
you want her to
stop
turn
me
around.
in front of Gulfgate.
Sophia,
I-
I am investigating a DUI. Sorry.
She's got finger guns
going on.
Yeah.
Would like. if
She looks
you
like a Charlie's
participate
Angel.
in a couple standard field sobriety exercises to determine if
Not
you're able
gonna-
to drive home.
I am not gonna drive home.
Okay. Well, in that case, we could at least pull your car over. But if you would be willing to participate in those exercises,
Do you want me to call AAA? Like, I have to pee.
I know.
Can you give me a ride?
And right now you're not going to be able to pee. I'm sorry.
Let's pee.
I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to right this second.
Lindsay said, Mama, I'm in love with a criminal.
Please.
Where?
Right there, please.
This is a church. That's not open.
I don't want to pee in front of everybody.
You're not going to be able to pee right now.
I don't want to pee in front of anybody.
Now, as other officers arrive, you know, he kind of hardens up his approach, you know. And again,
like Nick, not again, Nick. Come on.
If there wasn't a body cam, this woman would be straight up pregnant by Officer Nick. He fell in love with her, and you know what? I can't blame the guy, so to speak. I can't, because this is a picture, and you'll see this on the podcast broadcast stream. Because once this video went viral, people quickly sleuthed to find her Instagram page. Now, she has over 12,000 followers right now and climbing. She's also a part of the 2025 Hooters calendar.
I thought I recognized her.
Yes, and this is Sophia that you're looking at right now. And the first comment that I'm reading here is like if you would have folded if you were that cop, and 447 likes on that. And of course, everyone has the same kind of deal. So what a great way to promote the Hooters calendar. Is just going viral. But she is just a gorgeous Florida ma'am, Hooter waitress, showing off that she's more than just Hooters and a typical
Gymshark ambassador.
Yes. And no word yet if there's a follow-up. What if, how mind-blowing would it be if she ended up dating this cop, right? And they end up like getting married and the whole interaction went viral at first. Gave her DUI, and then later on gave her the double D UI. Either way, let's keep this conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. There, we're going to show you the video from the Rap GPT song that we did for Bathroom Guy. We'll wrap things up with a beef tip after these words. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, I mean, she's a stunner. There's no doubt. And she was super flirty. She knows, first off, she's a professional flirt, right? Because they train you to do that in Hooters. That's how they pay for tips.
She's a veteran.
Yeah, and I feel like he knows this as he goes. That's her pussy. Let's see. There's her on some kind of expensive vacation. Yeah. Of course, you know. Yeah, gorgeous.
Officer Nick, you're way younger than my typical time.
Yeah, exactly. Officer Nick. I just want to say I love you, Officer Nick. All right, let's see how this audio turned out and the video for Rap GPT's Bathroom Guy. So earlier this morning, we used that sample of the video that we shared on Monday of the guy who needed to go diarrhea when he was delivering food on DoorDash. And he was panicking and freaking out and scared the woman who he was delivering food to. And the audio was hilarious. And Rico was like, we need to make a Rap GPT on that and use that as a sample. And I was like, I got you, fam. So I did. I'm actually proud of the beat and the sample. And we put together the lyrics. Let us know what you think. So here's our Rap GPT song from today. In his pants. It was not a good day for this DoorDash driver. He probably got a 1-star review as well. But with that, Rico was like, well, we got to make a song about this and utilize that audio of him freaking out hysterically as a sample in the beat. And I'm like, one step ahead of you, fam. So without further ado, Rap GPT would like to present to you Bathroom Guy. You ready for this?
Ready.
All right, let's do it.
I have diarrhea. Please let me use your bathroom, please. I can't. I'm going to myself. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm
Got the package in hand. Everything smooth, all going as planned. My gut starts twisting like a sea in a storm. New right then and there, it was far from the norm. Sweat coming down, man, I'm feeling the heat. Knocked down real quick, trying to play it too sweet. Yo, can I use your bathroom? Slipped out fast. Their look hit hard, yeah, that moment won't last.
I never asked strange for a throne to claim. Oh, you'll be the legend with the toilet shame. Hold it in, find a bush, keep the streak alive. Cause nobody forgets the bathroom guy.
I'm going to. No, I'm going to. Please get out of my house. Please get out of my house. I'm going to.
No, fam, not here. Don't ask me that. Ain't no way you're dropping bombs of where I'm at. And now I'm stuck on a step, feeling like a clown. Golden rule broke, but my name going around. Respect on the line. Every stop.
prone to claim you'll be the legend with the toilet shame. Hold it in, find a brush, keep the streak alive, cause no one forgets the bathroom guy. It's a risky move when your gut's on fire, right? As the wrong one and it'll backfire. Hit a stall, arrest stop, maybe a tree, but don't let them catch you begging on a plea.
Please, I'm begging out of my house! I can't stop! Please, you're scaring my children, get out of my house!
There you go, and the door is closed. All right, there you go. So, I mean, the levels were a little off. But yeah, we performed that live. A couple flubs here and there, but yes, it was written.
The
by
vibes were there.
Our official ghostwriter, ChatGPT. So that's why we call ourselves Rap GPT. But the samples and everything, that was the bathroom guy. So hopefully you like the beat and the sample. We'll re-record it maybe for another day.
Would you let me and Beef use your bathroom to go poo-poo?
Yeah,
Answer in the chat, would you?
I think the general answer would be yes. You
Okay,
know,
cool.
I would hope so. You'll hate it because I demolish, I kill, I destroy
You mean
bathrooms.
business. You stand on business.
I do stand on business. I do. I don't know why Sophia keeps popping up. That must be a glitch. Yeah. So, or maybe I'm just trying to boost our algorithm, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to go to Hooters again.
Yeah. Deanne's like, have Mari pop in. I still have her Christmas gift. Yeah, Mari was in yesterday, bro.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for paying attention. She's been on the same schedule for, I don't know, like 18 months. It's all good. All right, we're going to wrap things up with a beef tip, a crazy story about a man being able to stuff a lot of things into his man purse. What am I talking about when I say man purse?
A satchel.
Incorrect. Here, let me update the term man purse. I mean prison man purse.
Oh, a butt.
Yes.
A butt.
A butt. Here we go. All right, we're almost out of time here, but we had a great podcast. Had a lot of fun with you guys today. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube.com/beefvegan. There we'll be posting clips, reels, and a bunch of other fun stuff as well. Let's get into our final story before we wrap up the show today. Now, I asked Rico what he considered a man purse, and he said a satchel, but I meant a prison man purse. This story is crazy. Now, if anyone who's been to jail or heard people from jail, we talked to my buddy Danny, just got out of prison, so we know that, you know, inmates are able to get stuff smuggled into jail. And you ask, how? How can they get past the scrutiny and smuggle these things in? Well, there's various ways, but the age-old secret and trick is putting it in their man purse, a.k.a. their butt. Or as it's described in this piece right here, dark little crevice. Anyways, this guy actually treated his man purse like a 3-car garage. A 43-year-old inmate in Georgia named Kenneth was caught trying to smuggle a lot of junk in his trunk, and it's quite a list. So here's what the police officers found when they finally emptied him out. 2 vape canisters, 4 syringes, 1 vape cartridge, 3 batteries, 1 cigarette lighter, and 64 grams of marijuana. That's a lot, dude. That's over 2 ounces.
I like how my mind immediately went to, like, what vapes were they? What brand? What shape was it? There's a lot of variety here.
Yeah, man. Now, let's hope for his sake it was Juul, yes.
Yeah.
And not
like scientifically speaking.
Yeah. Not something you picked up at a smoke shop. Those elf bars look like they hurt, dude. So my beef tip to you is if you run out of pocket space, you always got that 5th pocket you're never thinking about, and it's right in the backside, right in the middle. All right, that's all the time we have for the show today. Tomorrow morning, Emil, Amari, and Herb Stratford all going to be a part of the show. We'll continue to give away tickets for AWOL Nation, and we'll also have those gift certificates for Tucson Boxing and Fitness. That's going to be our half-price Friday deal that starts this Friday at 10 a.m. at KFMA.com. Till then, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of
solid
beef,
dismount.
Soon will come an end to all your grief.
I like to pat myself on the back. Good job today, Rico.
Thank you.
I'm
gonna go put stuff in my
I will
butt.
knock out all your
Here, let me help.
teeth.
Can you fit a size 12?